32ETH.
Okay, welcome back, Hard Forkers, episode 9 of 1 BTC and 32 Ethereum. By far the best project review and competition show you're ever likely to see in the entire crypto space. Welcome back, Stefano.
Hello.
Johnny Gonzo.
Toot. Tooting
Mr.
our own horns here.
Mr. 600%. You'll hear about that later, people. So coming up today, we've got a really exciting project to look at. It's Unitrade. We'll be getting to that in a moment. But first up, Meme of the Week. Okay, Jorden, well done there.
Well, you know, there's that huge HEX news and, you know, just messing around.
Very good. Okay, so obviously last night we had a really interesting chat with one of the team from Unitrade. His name is Jeff. Thank you again, Jeff, for your time. There's a long-form interview with Jeff, and I'd really encourage all of you to have a look at that. There's a hell of a lot happening literally as we speak on that project. So link below to that. But there's a quick look at that interview, and then we'll be getting into the trades that we've made this week. So here's Jeff from Unitrade.
If you go to unitrade.info, this brings you to our platform. This is where you can execute limit orders against Uniswap liquidity pools, meaning you can trade on Uniswap with limit orders. All you have to do is go to the right corner. You connect your MetaMask or Trust Wallet is another one that you can use. And you just quickly execute the connection to MetaMask. You can search a token. Let's use Unitrade since we're on that topic. And you can see the current price today is 38 cents. You can see the different liquidity pools that you can use. Trade ETH, trade Tether, and trade USDC. So there's a few different pools which you can trade, but the majority of the activity is in the trade ETH pool. There's a nice little chart here, so you can kind of quickly look at how the price has been trending. Obviously, we've seen a nice pump in the last couple of days. There's some excitement around our staking launch. And then down here is an order book where you can see the current price, 38, and you can see the sell orders on one side of the book and the buy orders on the other side, which is really cool. You historically cannot see that within Uniswap. If you look here, I'm putting in a trade. I'm saying, hey, I want to use 0.03 ETH to put in for some trade token. And then if I do a market price, that's going to get me 31 tokens of trade if I spend 0.03 ETH. But I want to buy this at 30 cents. You know, I think it's going lower. I don't really think it's going lower, but for the purposes of this exercise, I'll show you that. And then down here, I can estimate how much I want to spend on gas. And basically what I'm now saying is I'm going to be able to get 40 tokens at a price of 30 cents by putting in this limit order, which means I will only buy this if it hits 30 cents. And I click this button here. It says spend 0.03 ETH to get 40 trade at a price of 30 cents. That's when this order would be executed. We have an estimated gas price of 280, an execution incentive, which is what allows the trade to go through to account for some level of slippage, which we can talk about later. And then all I have to do is click approve. And then it's just going to connect to my MetaMask. I'm going to confirm the fee to approve that. And depending on the speed of the Ethereum blockchain at the current time, this will either go through right away or it'll take a couple minutes.
People that are used to Binance or other centralized exchanges, yeah, that's what a limit order is. That's what you've done there, but on a DEX. Very good. Right, more from Jeff and Unitrade in the second half of the show. Stay tuned for that, what's happening on that project. So, look, an amazing week in crypto overall. So let's get into what we have been trading, people. Me first. So, what a week. And my trade of the week is trade. My rationale here is that these guys are launching their staking in the next 24 hours. I own this privately, so full disclosure on that. Bought it at a price point much higher. We don't like to talk about our private wallets. That's not what the show's about. But obviously, I have bought it from my show holdings as well. So that's, my trade of the week is trade. Obviously, we'll be talking more about trade later in the show. Okay, having a look at my wallet here, people. PAMP is gone from my wallet. That's really the big change here in my overall holdings. So there you go. You can see some big changes there. I'll get into a bit more detail in my weekly trades, but there's my wallet. So moving into Prime XBT. Well done, Lisa, my copy trader. As you know, if you've been following the show, where week one, everything just collapsed right across crypto, and that copy trade was down 55%. Lisa has fought her way back to level pegging now. So as you can see, my Prime account is up 28% on the week. Well done once again, Lisa, and thank you again to Prime for supporting this channel. So into my weekly trades here, people. As you can see, just mentioned PAMP. I've sold. Look, I do apologize. It's probably a bit harsh on PAMP. It was my fault that I didn't really take the time to understand staking. And therefore, I just watched the value of this thing go down. And I believe we're going to have a look at how the other guys have played PAMP shortly. For me, yeah, I missed the boat on that. I should have staked it. I didn't. My fault. But yeah, I've sold it. Other trades this week. Ampleforth. Fascinated by this. I'm holding it. I have received 16 new tokens during the week because the way this thing works is if it's below $1, they withdraw tokens directly from the wallet. If it's above $1, you are rewarded with more tokens for holding it. So not only has the price been going up for me, I've actually got 16 new tokens as well. So I'm up a really nice percentage on that for the week. HEX, obviously, the other trade here. I haven't actually traded it. I've just held it, but really want to highlight the amazing move that's happened there in HEX since we got that token. Thanks once again to the HEX community for that. And obviously, I have bought trade, as mentioned, and I've increased my ETH position as well during the week. So that's what I've done, guys. Pretty happy with this week. So, Stefano, over to you, sir. What have you done?
Sure. So on trade of the week, it's actually pump because the staking is still going good. It is increased. I'm now getting like around 12 pump a day on free return. So even if the price is going down overall, the staking is like keeping me afloat and being like in a positive trend over there. On the wallet side, not much has happened in the sense of like on me personally, but by being like in so many different liquidity pools, I have increased a little bit my DMG position. I have decreased a little bit my Axe position. I have increased a little bit my bonk position as well. So overall, like the liquidity pool is kind of like keeping those values in place and everything. I'm really not doing anything and just earning dollars on the fees. On Prime XBT, nothing. As per usual, keeping my BTC there. I'm seeing the U2 are like increasing quite a lot, so I might start like copying someone. But I like the fact that like the BTC are just there and not doing anything. On the other weekly trades, obviously the big move, as Sean has mentioned, is definitely Axe. That increase was absolutely incredible. And the other one was also the land of Axie that went up like crazy as well. All the rest, pretty much not a lot of changes, to be honest, except for like the increase on staking on pump. So that's pretty much it.
Excellent. Well done, Stefano. So, Jorden, as much as I hate to introduce you, because I think you've actually kicked some ass here, probably screamed to the front of the competition element of the show. But go on, mate. Skite away. What have you done?
Trade of the week. Bitcoin again. I'm in a couple positions on Prime. Actually loving this platform right now. My current equity is 1.26.
Wow.
Which is 6x from 3 weeks ago when we got our new donation. So I'm pretty stoked about that. Been catching the ETH moves and the Bitcoin moves, and I actually opened up a Ripple position just because I like that news, and it's one of like only 8 crypto margins that you can open on XBT. So that was a cool week. Awesome. Still going. And actually, we're in the middle of a pump here. So my numbers could be even better here in the next couple minutes. So stay tuned. By the end of the episode, I'll have an update. And then my overall portfolio is exactly the same, except for I've got more bonk, more PAMP from staking. PAMP was Holders Day. Once a month, they give you like 10% of your stack. So I got that. And Hex doing great. Everything else is a hold. I haven't changed anything other than trading BTC. I'm actually thinking about taking some of my BTC profits and shuffling it into trade, or maybe even more Hex. Let's see. Everything else is the same. Still holding. Everything going good. Yeah, good week. Good week.
Well, yeah, you're absolute clear winner this week, sir. Well done.
Woohoo!
Well done. Might copy trade you.
Yeah, Stefano, just send your BTC over here. I'll trade it for you.
Nah, I'm good.
600%. Pretty good there, fella. So look, let's have a look at all the projects that we have reviewed since we began the show 9 weeks ago now. There they are. Look, some pretty good gains there. A couple of disappointing losses. Come on, DMG. Come on. So look, guys, let's look at the two that are really the big talking points. Obviously, Hex.
Big news.
And look, once again, the engagement from that community has just been outstanding, and for me, it's a pretty good indication of where a project is going when you see such huge engagement from the community. So thanks once again to the Hex people for that donation and the support and the great comments you've been sending our way. We really appreciate that. But the main talking point, I know you guys you couldn't meet two more passionate people about Axie, and there's some big news out of that project. So Stefano, do you want to start off and tell us what's going down?
Sure. So in super simple, the Axie is about to issue their government token. So there is going to be a new token called AXS. They're gonna start with a launch pad on Binance in around 4 days, and people will be able to buy that for 10 cents. But that's not the important part. The important part is that every single user that has either own Axie, own land, use the marketplace, or play the game will basically receive AXS in a couple of weeks based on their effort. What can you do with those tokens? Well, you can either sell them directly, as you would do for the airdrop of Uni, or on the other side, and this is going to happen between Q1 and Q2 or next year, but you can actually stake those tokens, earn obviously a return from the staking as on every single other token that has the staking functionality. Plus, you would also receiving a sort of profit sharing from the marketplace. Keep in mind that right now, every single action that happens on the marketplace of Axie, they take a 0.5% of a fee on the overall value. And so those values are going to be redistributing among all the AXS holders that are staking. So quite good news. And obviously the market went on fire because this opened up a completely new token, market cap, revenue models, you name it. So awesome. Super exciting.
Jorden, I'm going to get you to tell the audience about what we're looking at doing, creating some more content on Axie in a moment, and give us your thoughts on what's just happened here. But just what I want to highlight, we have made a lot of content on this project. There's links below to how-to videos, bunch of content we've made on Axie. We really like that community and really like that project. So Jorden, your thoughts on what's happening with Axie and what you've been doing?
Well, it's for the team. We got those 3 pieces of land, right? Which means that we're going to get airdropped some AXS, the gift that keeps on giving, right? Which is pretty cool. We're all stoked about that. Again, early adoption wins the day, right? If you see something that works and it works well, man, get on there and use it early. It's just like Uni, get in there, use it, and you get rewarded. So personally, I've been breeding those little monsters like mofos. I've got 82 Axies now. So that'll be nice to see what kind of airdrop we get for that. Stefano, you got any guesses on how many Axie or how many AXS?
I wish.
Look, I want to move on swiftly now because I own a piece of land. I think you guys.
I don't know. I think that ideally what it's gonna happen is that they're gonna give a very small amount per game that you have played or won. That's kind of the general one. I think that like for the land and the marketplace, they're going to consider like the market value of, the land was going out like on the initial, on the chest. So like maybe they're taking like a specific average price or something like that. For Axie, I think like they're going to go like for a flat number, because like calculating the values is actually quite difficult. And I think they're going to divide it that between like normal Axie, Origin Axie, and Mystic Axie.
There's a lot of people watching this right now who maybe don't know Axie. Have they missed the boat? Is it too late to get involved?
No, it's absolutely not too late. So for the airdrop of the AXS, yes, it is too late because the screenshot was taken 2 days ago during the live stream, in the same day that they had like the live stream where they did the announcement. So that boat has shipped. However, if you're looking at like what is happening on like the values, or like take for example the land that we received. When we first received that, it was 0.33 ETH in value. Yep. Now, if you're looking at the floor value of that land, we're talking about 0.9 ETH.
Yep.
The value is increasing. The marketplace is increasing. The community and the number of users are increasing.
Yep.
Now they're like taking in also the Binance community, whatever they're going to do, that I have no idea. But overall, I would say that like that token can potentially do a lot of good thing for a lot of people.
Yeah, excellent. So as Stefano said, look, you're not too late. Check it out. Links below to Axie, our best performing donation, up over 200% since we got it. Thanks once again for that, Axie. Jorden, do you want to tell the audience what we're also looking at doing with that particular project?
So we're planning on starting our own scholarship program. There's quite a few already in the Axie community, and some of these guys are huge. They've got like thousands of Axies. I've got enough to field a couple teams, so we'll sponsor them with hard forking. So it'll be the hard forking whatever team, and we'll find some players and they can play during the week. There's guidelines set out for how the scholarships would run. Somebody who has some time can play during the week, and they have to make a minimum SLP, and then we work a profit share between hard forking and the player, and then they can play for free, make the SLP. We get some more exposure, and we can help build a community. And yeah, I think it'll be a great thing overall.
Awesome.
So, hard forking Axie sponsorship coming up.
You've been forking a lot of your Axies. It's been hilarious to watch and see the passion that you guys have got for that. So yeah, once again, thanks to the Axie crowd. We're glad to be following you guys. Thanks for that donation. Yeah, our best performing project so far in the show. So look, a good segue into having another look at Unitrade and the chat we had with Jeff.
People that are new to the platform will say, are you competing with Uniswap? Are you a decentralized exchange? No, we're not competing with Uniswap, and no, we are not a decentralized exchange. If you think about Uniswap, think about it as pieces of Legos that are built on top of one another, right? So Uniswap is a Lego that's on top of the Ethereum blockchain. And then Unitrade is a Lego block on top of Uniswap. Right. And so we sit as an application on top of Uniswap, and Uniswap sits on top of Ethereum. Right. So we're all sort of connected together. And with Unitrade in particular, we're not competing with Uniswap. Uniswap is just a decentralized exchange that allows people to do market orders. Yep. We're simply creating an additional tool that allows traders to maximize profits, get sleep at night, and not have to worry about only being able to do market orders on Uniswap. We're just giving them more tools in a toolkit to execute trades. Yeah. We've got the slippage thing is definitely front and center for us, because what we're solving for is that small cap token, right? Like that, the trading of the small cap tokens that are highly volatile. And those have big price swings. And typically, not to get too technical, but there's not a lot of liquidity in those liquidity pools, meaning there might only be $1 million of liquidity in that pool. The less liquidity there is, just like a standard order book in a centralized exchange, if there's less buys and sells, lining up for bids and ask prices, there's just a bigger price swing when a trade gets executed. So slippage is something that we need to account for, which is why we rapidly started iterating on V2 to allow you to set that slippage so that you can adjust and account for that and hopefully have a better success of getting that trade through. And this is, again, why there's a big value into what we're doing. These small cap tokens are so volatile doing market orders just doesn't work. And a lot of times, frankly, when you go to Uniswap and you do a market order, you have the same problem. You can set slippage, but it doesn't guarantee that your order is going to get through, right? And you can set your gas price, doesn't mean it's going to get through. So we have the same problems that Uniswap faces. Yeah, let me first explain how we make money, and that will tie into staking and the tokenomics, which is really, in my opinion, it's like the key part of this story, which is we have a viable product that users can use, right? Which a lot of products out there can't really say right now. Okay, we're solving for a key problem with Uniswap, and the tokenomics are highly attractive. So for people who aren't familiar with the tokenomics are, the way we make money is we charge a 0.2% fee on every limit order that gets filled. Now, if you're a user using Uniswap, you pay 0.3%. We tack on 0.2% to allow for that limit order. You're paying for that convenience of sleeping at night. I don't know about you, but I pay that 0.2% all day to get a couple extra Z's, right? So we generate 0.2% of every transaction. And then 60% of those fees go to what's called burning, which means that we systematically go out into the liquidity pool every day in Uniswap, and we purchase trade tokens with that 60% of the fees, and then we burn them forever, meaning this is a deflationary token. We have a total supply of 50 million tokens. That supply is just slowly going to go down as more people trade because we're burning tokens. And as the supply goes down, it increases scarcity value. And scarcity value means the demand as the demand of the token increases, the price is going to go up because the supply is going down. It's economics 101.
Yep.
So we allow 60% of that goes to burning, and then the other 40% paid out in dividends in the form of ETH, not trade, but ETH, to those who stake their tokens. So for to educate the audience, for those unfamiliar with staking, all this means is if you hold, say you hold 1,000 trade tokens in your wallet, you have an option to go into our platform and stake them, meaning they are locked in our platform in a smart contract that's fully audited and secured for a period of 30 days. We have a 30-day locking mechanism. So you can hold your trade in your wallet and it earns no money for you, or you can stake it and you can earn dividends. And so what happens is, as we generate those 0.2% fees and transactions, 60% goes to burning, 40% goes in the form of ETH dividends to our stakers. So all we ask is that users come to our platform, they stake for 30 days, and over that 30-day period, whatever accrues in the form of transaction fees, 40% of that goes out in dividends in the form of ETH to those stakers on a proportional basis. So if you have 1,000 tokens and 10,000 tokens are staked across the network, you're getting 10% of those transactions, 1,000 divided by 10,000. So it's whatever you own and stake relative to what everyone else stakes in the network. And so the more you stake, the more you make. And what we're excited about is as part of this launch of the staking contract, which is just got audited by Solidified, which is a reputable audit firm. We're launching the staking platform on Wednesday, the October 28th in US time. And to commemorate that launch, we're going to have 30,000 US dollar equivalent of ETH that will be injected into the smart contract as a bonus for stakers. And the way this is going to work is for each of those 30 days of staking that you lock in, $1,000 will be put into the smart contract on a daily basis, such that over those 30 days is 30,000. Big money, people. So if you stake at the beginning, you're going to start earning your proportional share of that $1,000 worth of ETH on a daily basis for that 30-day period. And so the earlier you get in, the more money you will make, essentially. So we're trying to encourage people to stake up front. And so this is really attractive. And then after the 30 days is over and that bonus has expired, that's when you will start to earn, in addition to what you were earning throughout the 30-day period, is the 0.2% transaction fees, which is what everyone's really here for, right? You get to earn the 40% of those fees if you continue to stake after the bonus. So the bonus is just an incentive for people to get in, to experience what staking is like, to see those dividends accrue on your wallet, right? And then going forward, if you look out 6 months, 12 months, et cetera, based on your various assumptions, which I could walk through at another time, is you could make a lot of money from staking, a lot of money.
So, yeah, look, I really enjoyed talking with Jeff last night. Obviously, they launched their staking. I believe it's today. So as you guys know, I've been in BTC for 4 years making educational content on Bitcoin, and really the two of you nagging me to broaden my horizons and look at all the other things happening in the crypto space is why we effectively started this show 9 weeks ago, and it's been a real steep learning curve. One of the things that I had to wrap my head around was using Uniswap and buying something, but there were no stop losses, so I'm literally buying something and having to almost sort of forget about it and wake up the next morning where there could have been these massive moves. So for me, all of a sudden here's Unitrade, where I can now buy that token or put in an order at a certain price and actually sort of set it and forget it, so to speak, go to sleep. Obviously for me that's a major thing, coming from that centralized trading world to these decentralized world with all these tokens we're looking at. For me, that's a no-brainer. Wow, this is here. Big threat, obviously, is if Uniswap do it themselves. That's the only sort of negative I see for Unitrade. But, look, I look forward to following how this progresses. Obviously, staking begins tomorrow. Hopefully we get something from that community and we are able to follow it on the weekly. Let's see how that plays out. But overall, I was pretty impressed with what Jeff had to say. I encourage everyone to watch that long-form interview. I think it's at a good price point at the moment for me to jump in. That's not financial advice. People do your own research, make your own decisions. But the utility of this thing is a no-brainer for me. Staking's here now. So, look, I like it. Stefano, thoughts?
Sure. Well, as per usual, trying to put like the good and the bad. So the good, well, it's a feature that is needed. I mean, like I don't really have like anywhere else to put it down. Anybody that trades, anybody that in general like has been like trying to not being burned on situations or movements on prices or crashing from whales and so on, like a solution like Unitrade is definitely like well needed in the space. The token economy, I think, like is something else that is it's very nice. Like it takes like two aspects that I like in general, which are obviously like the distribution of the wealth. So you're basically like growing and earning more as the platform grows more, which is always like a positive thing. And two is that deflationary aspects on like burning token in general. Like I always like stuff like that, because again, like the more the project grow and the early you are entering the space, like the bigger your return is going to be like at a specific point. On the bad side, here's where like the only thing comes up to me, and it's not even like their problem, it's more like the Ethereum limitation on that. It's not a platform for small players, and the reason why I'm saying that is that you have that 0.3 from Uniswap, the 0.2 from them, which is already like a 0.5. On top of that, and we saw that in the interview as well, Jeff was suggesting to like place the gas level, the transaction fees, at a slightly higher side, as well as like a solid slippage in order to ensure that the transfer will go through. Things like that in a situation where like the gas price or the Ethereum network is pretty congested can somehow easily to like 20, 40, 50, even hundreds of dollars. So if you are like a small player, someone that like, trades those like $50 or something like that, I am not sure that this will be the right platform for those type of individual. I think that actually like a centralized exchange would actually still be a better solution. But if you are not a super small player, so someone that can actually trade like, a couple of thousands here and there, you're all for like the decentralized aspects on that, the no KYC, the no MAL and so on, then 100% Unitrade to me is something that is very, very powerful in the space.
Stefano, before we go to Mr. Gonzo, any comments on the price action on this token? Obviously, it's moved to 240, I think it was at one point. It's down around 33 cents at the moment. Obviously, there's, you know, they begin the staking now. From the chat, it looks like a lot of effort's going into marketing. I think it's good, obviously not financial advice for anyone, but for you, good entry point where it's at.
I think that like one thing that I appreciate from the chat that we had yesterday was that understanding and realizing that actually like the marketing approach that I have used as a company in the past kind of hurt more than helped the company. When they were like announcing the launch and then they had to postpone that, when they had like the first release and it didn't went like as they were planning and so on. So the price overall has been like going very low compared to like where it was like a month ago or things like that. Now, if we're considering then today or tomorrow, whenever it's going to be launched, and assuming that there is not going to be another delay, because I think that if there is another delay, I don't know, that's going to be like the third one in a matter of a month. It means really like that's not good. But let's assume that they're going to like issue the staking, the burning mechanisms and everything like this month. I do see a potential on something like this, especially because like the total market cap is not too big. We're not talking about like billions of tokens or anything like that. The total market cap in terms of dollars is not very big. And you know, you're starting like, you get, yes, that like reward based on the usage of the platform, but it's the burning that I think can actually help to push the price on like a solid return at that point. So I think that overall, it's a gamble. It's 100% a gamble that it comes down to like, are they really going to release today or tomorrow? If the answer is yes, then I would actually like consider this a good entry point. Yeah. If the answer is no, and that is not going to happen, then another minus 50% might probably happen with no problems.
Possibly. I think the 10x is also on the table.
Yeah. Could be either way. I think that today, tomorrow, next 24 hours is really the flipping point.
I don't think there's...
Mr. Gonzo, thoughts, sir?
I don't think there's any chance that they're going to miss this one.
I hope so.
I mean, like, they've learned a lesson, I hope, right?
I think so.
You know, I was super bullish on this project in August, you know, when the white paper first came out, people started talking about it, and I was like, wow, this is going to be awesome. I probably could have traded it better, trade better. But, you know, like I looked at that top and I was like, oh, okay, this is just the start. And then it dumped. So I'm still holding what I have in my show wallet, which is totally fine, because with the staking coming out, I'll probably just dump it in there and see how that goes. Between the staking, the burning, and their marketing plans, I'm like even more bullish than I was before. I think it's a super good entry point right now. You might get a bit of selling the news, but I don't think so, because it doesn't seem like there's been that big of a run up. I think it's going to be one of those things where in a couple days, people are going to start posting like, oh, look, I started making some returns in ETH, you know? And if they start getting any kind of traction in the Chinese community, like they're talking about, I think it could take off really quite quick. It's going to take someone to hit a couple like sell orders, you know, and post it like, holy, look, I didn't have to babysit this and it actually works. Once that starts happening, then we're really going to see some traction, I think. But I think it's a great project. Totally excited about it. Stake it till you make it, baby. That's what I'm going to do. So what else do we talk about? I mean, all the technical stuff that we got into, I was really super impressed with that. The anti-bot bot. When you get really deep into like the micro caps and people swing trading, like all these pre-sale launches and stuff, it's all about the gas and those goddamn bots that will front run you, take out your order, take your profits, and then you miss your order. So if they've got a solution for that coming too, that's really cool. So it seems like they've been doing a lot of dev work. The marketing, you know, they're doing a good job of the marketing. They've just missed those deadlines, which, you know, is partially their fault, and it's partially, you know, super twitchy crypto crowd where all it takes is like, you know, a fart in the wind and people are like, dump, you know. So yeah, let's go. I want to see more trade and I want to see them do well.
Okay.
Bullish, but not financial advice.
No.
Buy, but not financial advice.
I'm buying. Actually, like I said, I'm thinking about pulling out some of my BTC profits from Prime and putting that into my trade stakes.
Look, I'd like to see if we can do another show in the next few days with you guys where we get a little more in depth into how we are actually trading these things. We've had a few comments that maybe some of you are a bit confused when we're talking through the projects that we hold and how we're trading them. Obviously, we try and cram a lot into the show with the reviews and talking about our trades. So we will do a specific show. Obviously, Jordan's kicking ass on Prime up 600%. So I'd love to really sort of delve into how you are trading that and what your strategies are there a bit more. Obviously, Stefano never seems to put a foot wrong with his position trades.
That's how we trade.
Has Stefano made a trade? Stefano hasn't made a trade.
A bit more in depth on.
I didn't.
He hasn't made a trade. Stefano can do how to stake and how to do LPs.
I'm doing like that's the thing.
Fun.
Like when
It's
you
good.
guys are showing like the DGen how to lose all your money approach, I am basically showing how sitting quiet. See, here's the thing. You're all like, oh, I can sleep tight now because I have like a order placing solution. I'm like, I'm already sleeping well. I have liquidity providers doing everything automatically. Don't care.
Just wait till you get your impermanent loss wreckage.
Oh yeah, I'm already seeing that in a couple of them. Don't take me wrong.
We're going to have to leave you now, audience, but we will endeavour to get a shorter show that really just focuses on how we are looking at some of these projects. Obviously, we've had the review today with Unitrade. So look, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button to check that out. We're about to have a rip-roaring argument amongst ourselves because Stefano wanted to add another piece of Vess's wonderful art to his portfolio. Yeah, he's got a pretty decent case that should in fact be there. He went and dug around and was rewarded for his efforts. So we'll figure out whether that will be part of the show next week. But yeah, rest assured the shit's about to hit the fan amongst the three of us offline.
The question is, because it's in Decentraland, right?
No. The ones
look, no one's gonna have a clue what you guys are talking about.
Sorry. Just one thing that is completely not relating to anything, but it's a perfect closing point to anybody that is getting here. If you want to get some free NFTs right now, there is Treasure Hunt on Decentraland, and it's gonna last till the 31st of October. And so far, in the first 2 days, between 6 and 7 NFTs as being claimed by people like completing tasks.
Are those wearables?
If you want to learn more, that's a good way to get free NFTs by simply playing a game.
Stefano, are those wearables or are they art or what are they?
They're wearables. They're all wearables.
Okay. I need some clothes for Decentraland. I should get in there, go around naked.
God. Okay. See you soon, people.
Have fun.
Happy trading. Hope you enjoyed the show. Subscribe to the channel. See you soon. Thanks, guys.
Later.